All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome on in the 0 Hour. It's a Transformers podcast over here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome on in. I'm Extra Zero, your host, and I will be taking you through all of the Transformers news from the past week, all the stuff that I've found to be important or worth talking about. So welcome on in. And before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and slam that like button because it really helps out the channel as the algorithms here on YouTube are changing. I just hit 250 subscribers, so we're halfway to monetization. So to everybody who subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can get monetized here by the end of the year. And if you're not already subscribed and you like what you see, hopefully tonight's the night I earn your subscription. So if you do hit that subscribe button, consider hitting that notification bell as well, because I still don't have my upload scheduled. I'm thinking I'm going to do Tuesday videos, like, the normal 0 Hour, and then have something go up 8 o'clock on Thursday. In fact, this Thursday, we're going to have the best of 2024 video going up on the channel. So if you're curious what official and third-party figures I like the best in 2024, that'll be the spot to do it. And this Saturday, Lance and I will be finally getting around to doing the Energon ranking video. So we did the Armada, we're going to be doing Energon. So that's going to be a ton of fun. That'll be live. And if you're watching us live, we will be taking feedback from the audience. So also, if you haven't already, after this is done, if you're bored maybe, or you just want to relive TFCon memories, over the weekend, I uploaded the video with the my vlog for TFCon Baltimore. It was a fun one to put together. You'll see a lot of familiar faces there. You'll see Deluxe. You'll see Patriot Prime. You'll see Kato. You'll see Raziel Kane. You'll see Ultra Megatronus. You'll see Fire Tox, Rodimus Primal, Bolt Matrix. So it was a really good time. Just cutting all that and putting it together just made me nostalgic for how awesome of a time that was. And I really can't wait for the next TFCon with friends. I don't know that I'm going to get to one this year, but yeah, hopefully something hits the East Coast next year. So yeah, we also did a giveaway for a Transformers 1 digital code. So the Wheel Decide winner was Andrew Waskins. I hope I'm saying that right. So Andrew, if you're watching, and I'll pin a comment as well in this video, you are the lucky winner of that digital code. So just send me over an email. My email is not only in my link tree, but it's also on the channel. It's extrazero@gmail.com. So let me know, hit me up through email so I can get you that digital code. But yeah, congratulations. And I also look forward to doing some additional giveaways on the channel, probably next milestone. Maybe when we hit 300, I'll find something to give away. So definitely want to give back to the people who are watching and supporting the channel. And again, just thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. So let's get into my figure of the week. So it's been fun going through all of the figures that came out in 2024. And boy, did I get a lot of them. But I've had this one kind of on the mind a bit. Now, this one isn't on my best of 2024 list, minor spoilers, but it's one that I've been thinking about a lot because, well, there's been a lot of talk about what this could have been. So without further ado, let's get to mine. So this week's figure of the week is the Transformers Rise or Reactivate Starscream. This was from the 2-pack that came out last summer with Bumblebee. And yes, this has been Reactivate's been discussed quite a lot because, well, the game was unfortunately canceled, and a lot of people, myself included, were excited for it, even with it being a live service game. We just wanted more Transformers goodness, more of that War and Fall of Cybertron style gameplay. That's just such. Even if you're not a Transformers fan, I know so many people that aren't Transformers fans. My buddy Mazza over on the Gronky on Dogs podcast, which I'm a part of, he loves those games, and he is not a Transformers fan, though he does like the Bay movies. So, but that gameplay loop was just so good, and I think we all just wanted it to come back in any way that it could. I love what they did with the aesthetics for this line. I love how these are very different takes. Like, Starscream's super asymmetrical. He kind of is, he's kind of like a hybrid of his animated design along with G1, along with some IDW elements. And he definitely has, I guess, some of the stylistic angles that came from the War and Fall Cybertron games. So, yeah, this is just like one of those things that, what could have been. If you missed out on this guy, hopefully they reissue him. Maybe they'll do more of these as concept art figures, but just a really fun transformation on this guy. Yeah, he's kind of a backpack transformer, but he turns into a very, very sleek jet with not much undercarriage. And yeah, he's like very paneled together, but I like this figure. I have a lot of fun messing with it, and it's been fun taking him off the shelf, and he's just got all the articulation that you could want. Only downsides to him is he's a little waffly in the thighs and the forearms. Doesn't have wrist rotation, but other than that, very posable, very fun, and also kind of a big Voyager too, because comparing him to my Litmus Prime here, it's pretty big for a Starscream. But yeah, that is my figure of the week. So let me know, what have you guys been picking up this week, messing with? Have you dusted anything off? Did you get anything new? Did you get anything cool? Let me know. And while you're doing that, let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. First and foremost, we got Princeton Phalanx popping in saying hello. Good to see you, Princeton. We've got Winston Leggett coming in saying, what's up, Zero? Not too much. Just, just making it through this short week. It's been cold as heck here. I know you're not too far off, so hopefully you've been staying warm, and hopefully the family's been staying warm, and maybe the kids are enjoying the snow. We got Deceptizar's Den saying hello. Good to see you, man. And Princeton coming back and saying 250, awesome. Soon it'll be 100. That maybe. I don't know. I don't know that I'll ever get to those big numbers. I'm not a toy reviewer, and those are the guys that, and even the toy reviewers I know, man, they struggle. But I just appreciate that anybody tunes in and watches. It's always awesome just to see that there's people here wanting to be part of the conversation. So thank you for tuning in. We got Effortlessly Random coming in. Oh no, he's saying my collection was stolen. Basically, restarting my collection is going to take a while. I'm not limiting myself to one line. Nostalgia's too strong. Oh man, I am so sorry to hear about that. That's awful. Man, I can't even imagine. Dude, I'm so sorry to hear about that. So, yeah, hopefully they can do something for you. I mean, is your collection insured at all? Are they able to get you anything, or any ideas who did it? Man, that sucks. I don't know what to say, man. But yeah, hopefully you rebuild strong. I've never had my collection stolen, but I did lose most of my original collection in 2010, and it sucked. It was heartbreaking. So, man, thoughts go out to you, man. That's brutal. We got my buddy John Connors in here saying he got this. Thanks, good to see you, man. And yeah, that catches us up on chat. So let's get into some transfer. I guess I should call this segment entertainment news, because that's kind of like what we're doing. Yeah, so we have. I like handing out like good news with media, because one of the worst elements of 2024 was we finally get a new good animated Transformers movie. I know I've been singing this movie's praise. If you're tired of it, I don't know what to tell you, because I did really enjoy this movie a whole heck of a lot, and I hope that we get more. But this comes from Screen Rant, and it says Chris Hemsworth 2024 franchise film with a 97% audience Rotten Tomatoes score finds new life on streaming. I don't know whether saying Chris Hemsworth's 2024 franchise because he was just one character. And I think arguably Brian Tyree Henry stole the show there. Just saying. D16. Yeah, D16 was the surprise one for me. But let's kill the lead here and get down to it. They go on, they do all of their rambling about the movie, assuming that you didn't see it, then going into talking about how it was a box office disappointment. We know they do say the movie had a $75 million budget, grossing $129 million, so it potentially came close to breaking even. And if you factor in merchandise sales, maybe it did. Don't know what the marketing budget was, because if you remember, they did one of the dumbest things ever. They premiered the trailer in space, which was probably a colossal waste of capital to do. Anyway, Flix Patrol comes in Flix Patrol came in to report that Transformers 1 has made it into the top 10 movies in the United States. And this is as of the 14th, so last week, on Paramount Plus, taking the number 8 spot, beating out Gladiator, beating out Sonic 2, but falling short of beating Top Gun Maverick and Jack Reacher. Wow, Dear Santa was still in the top spot after Christmas. I guess kids like watching movies after Christmas. But no, it's cool to see that it's finding life there. If they can just get this on Netflix, I wonder how much it would take off. I mean, Paramount does put stuff on Netflix. I know they want people to go to Paramount Plus, but I bet if they put this on Netflix, it'll really find an audience, and it would be cool if that gives it the momentum it needs to get its sequel. Because Josh Cooley said numerous times he's got sequel ideas, and I would just love to see what he comes up with and let him cook now that these characters are established and audiences know what to expect. The movie is also up for 2 awards by the Visual Effects Society. Again, these are just nominations. This award show is going to happen on February 11th, the day before my birthday. And it's up for Outstanding Visual Effects in an Animated Feature and Outstanding Environment. And for the visual effects, that's just, I guess, the movie as a whole, but the Outstanding Environment is specifically Icon City, what they nominated. I thought Icon was a really neat backdrop to the movie, and the way they did it with all of the descending and ascending skyscrapers and just all the very alien imagery, it just really worked in the context of the film. So, I'm curious if this will bring how many wins. 2024 was kind of a sparse year, but again, it's also probably up against Disney animated features, and I think did Illumination put? I guess all they put out was Migration, but we shall see. We shall see. In other good news, if you're a fan of Transformers Animated, Energon, or Cybertron, and you want to go back and rewatch them, you want to own them, you now can. So these just went up on Amazon Prime Video. You can buy the complete series of Transformers Animated, seasons 1, 2, and 3 for $9.99 a season. You can buy individual episodes, but just buy the whole season. It's a shame they don't have like a discount for buying, I didn't want to buy. If I do get these, I want them physically. It's a shame there's no option for buying them all, together, no discount. But you can go through and you can get Energon as well, both seasons of that. I think Energon's probably the weakest, but you could also get Cybertron, and Cybertron is a really fun show. Is Armada on here? I didn't check to see if Armada was on here, but still really cool that fans can go back and there's a way to watch these shows now. It'd be cool if they would go back and do stuff like Beast Wars in HD. When are we going to get that? I mean, you can say what you will about how Beast Wars holds up, but I have the DVDs. That could do a little bit better. A little foggy. But yeah, if you're looking to relive some classic Transformers shows and you want to own them, you can now do so. All right, let's get into our toy news for the week. Let's get through the official stuff. We got a lot of stuff to unpack. A lot of fun stuff. So we kind of saw this in a reveal. Well, not kind of. We definitely saw this in a reel. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a very good look at this guy in the coming weeks. And that's the Studio Series Leader Class Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. So this was shared through an Instagram user, JLock246, having an in-hand picture. This is the only thing we get. We don't get a updated picture of the back. Don't know if the back is mistransformed. It's just the truck cab hanging off of there. But I would assume we'll start seeing reviews of this guy very, very, very soon. I mean, this looks finished. This looks like it's in somebody's house. You can even see there's the Autobot, the teeny tiny Autobot Tampo on the chest right there. And yeah, looking close to finish. I'm with everybody saying that there should have been silver paint there. I don't like how the eyes are overpainted. I know they're trying to make that look like a glow, but they probably could have done a little bit better with silver paint. And this is a leader class figure, but I'm willing to bet it's probably not going to be much bigger than Galvatron. And Galvatron's a Voyager, so this is probably going to be a small but high parts count leader class figure. I just wish the paint budget was there. I mean, and again, like the chest is what you primarily see. I think they could have done, taken the silver from the shins and really put more of it on the face and the chest. I'm sure, as I mentioned, we'll get a premium version, but time will tell. But I think it's also safe to say this is probably what we're going to be getting. But it does look at least like he's got opening and closing hands, which is, a perk. It's nice when they do that on the leader class figures. They actually give us those little things. Except for Galvatron, they didn't do that for Galvatron. So, is what it is. But yeah, there's the post. And again, I went through the message board to see if anybody had anything else. Unfortunately not. Same thing with the Instagram listing, and the JLock user goes in to say, got him. Just kidding. I did not owning him or else saw this photo on Facebook and posted it here. So again, no idea what the original origin of this is. But yeah, still, after the Bingo Toys one, and I understand why the Bingo Toys one was gray, because they put all the paint budget in the car mode. It's disappointing when you want the paint budget to be in the robot mode, because this is, how most people are going to be displaying them. So I'd say Takara Tomy, wait for Takara Tomy. They will probably do something much more substantial. Up next, we get a better gallery. So, we looked at this guy last week. This is the MPG-15 Masterpiece Rat Trap. And I know a lot of people are, all up in arms about MPG and what it is. And it's shrinking size as well. Rat Trap is here to show you that, no, they are considering scale still. Not too much new. We've seen this. One of my concerns was whether or not he'd have ankle pivot, and there were some shots of him from the back showing he does have pins and a section for pivot. Better looks at the rat mode, and you can see he's going to have whiskers like Tigatron and Cheetor did, so hopefully those don't deform when you transform him. The extra faces and poses, I think we saw a lot of this. How he connects to Primal, which really funny that these figures are like 9 years apart. Primal was 2016. And it pains me to think 2016 was 9 years ago. But yeah, they all look together. The shot with Rhinox and Primal and Rat Trap and the initial season 1 Maximal cast sans Air Razor and Tigatron. Everything he comes with, the adapters and the stand adapter. I think we've seen the bulk of this. Now, Takara Tomy did do a promotional video. Let's take a look at that. And this is up on what they're calling the T-Spark YouTube page. He sounded a lot different in Japan, didn't he? This music is something else. But yeah, just kind of going over the different features. Like, of course, he's got the bombs in his forearms, all the stuff we've seen. But I was more so hoping they would do a transformation video, but that'll probably come closer to release. And this guy is not set until, I believe, September of this year. So a ways away. Only complaint that I kind of have out the gate, other than the robot kibble and the rat booty, I think they could have hid that, is I wish he had an opening and closing jaw for the rat mode. Like, I wish they'd done that. Instead, they're giving us, a extra head. But I think they could have put a cut in there for the jaw and had it look just fine. All right, before we get into the rest of the T-Spark stuff, we had a bunch more people pop in, so let's catch up with the chat. We have C. Wells coming in, saying hi, good to see you. We've got Mega T-Rex Roll saying the hour is 0, good to see you. We got my good buddy Carl from the RNG podcast. Hello, folks, good to see you. I think we'll be collaborating in the near future. I always love my conversations with gaming over on his channel. So if you are interested in fun and insightful gaming content, check out the RNG Gaming Podcast. We've got Pug Brick Productions saying slightly upset about how little paint there is on Q and Optimus. Yeah, I can excuse Q a little bit more being a deluxe, but at that leader price point, but the Voyager scale, I can't excuse Prime. And yeah, he's 80% gray there. I mean, it's a nice looking sculpt, but yeah. So let's get in. Oh, we also have Paul Morales coming in. Good to see you, Paul. Welcome on in. So we also had the Takara T-Spark event, or T-Spark Zeon Event roundup, where they were showing off a bunch of new stuff, stuff that we knew was coming, and some stuff that we were curious about. And if you saw the thumbnail, Predaking is indeed a short king. So let's get into this gallery here. So this was the event they had in Japan, showing off a bunch of new figures. Then we get the T-Spark, the Adamus, I think it's Adamus Machina Predaking, and we were all curious about this. What is it going to be? Is it going to be like masterpiece scale? Is it going to be, because obviously it looks like an IDW inspired Predaking, and I've had my Feral Rex for years, which is a good figure by Mastermind Creations, and it's a good figure, but it's definitely dated, and the joints just don't hold up as well, standing on a shelf for years. And yeah, we get let's not cut over to Nucleon Quest Convoy quite yet. Let's go down a little bit. So he's on display right here with and unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to zoom here. So let's see if we can open this up in another page. Yeah, of course, they're not letting me. Let's try this. Let's open image in a new tab. And let's zoom in ways. So TM Reviews, friend of mine, friend of the channel, he was saying that this IDW Rodimus is 9 inches tall, meaning Predaking at the top of the wings is probably only a foot tall, which I really don't know. These are kind of going to be coming in as like legend scale figures. So what does it really mean for this AMT line? It doesn't seem like there's any scale. Is it a design philosophy? What is it? And I'm assuming this is all going to be sold as a set, especially since it's AMT 02. It would make sense. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit underwhelmed by this. And again, also no information. Is this going to be an all-in-one combiner? I guess given how kibbly some of the, and we'll get to those individual bot modes. They are very, very kibbly. Nucleon Quest Convoy. So this was a Japanese exclusive repaint, and of course, Super Genrai is getting that deco in black. I have the Fans Hobby one, though I will probably sell it and pick this up. I do like the Fans Hobby one a lot, but I'm keeping my regular Power Baser as my Power Master Prime with the comic upgrade kit. I kind of like this design better, and he's going to give me a little bit more shelf real estate, because the Fans Hobby one's just so bulky on my Black Prime shelf. And I like the purple deco that they've gone with here. It just this looks pretty nice. I like this mold a lot. Then we get that whole T-Spark crossover Macross figure, and the Prime. I need to see more of this. I like the aesthetics of it, but I think they could have done something other than Prime. They could have maybe just gone in and done like hey, here's a licensed Veritech fighter Jetfire, like G1 style, like some of the third parties have done, and actually gotten Bandai's blessing to put Autobot tampos on it. I think would have been cooler than the Prime. And we know he's some sort of jet, but don't really know whether it's going to be more of a drone or a jet or what. And, I'm not a big Macross fan myself. I only really learned a little bit about Macross because of Jetfire. So I don't really know what the significance of the guitar is, but it's a bit different. So I do want to see more of this, but it's just, I also weird as an Optimus Prime collector for me saying, like, I kind of wish it wasn't a Prime. I think it's the Synergex. Yeah, Synergex Macross crossover. We get a better look at Nucleon Quest Convoy here. And yeah, there's an up-close shot of Predaking. I do think this is going to be an all-in-one combiner, given some of this kibble. I'm not sure exactly what's hanging off of Rampage, but yeah, these are looking like core class bots. So I hope the price isn't like too high on this, but I'm probably not going to get this. I mean, there's just, I don't really know where this would even fit in a collection, and I feel like they'll probably just end up doing one for Age of Primes. Nothing about the beast modes really looks spectacular either. I mean, they all kind of look dated and limited, and seeing a bit of waffles and unhidden hands. So as much as that Rodimus looks good, these aren't hidden. I mean, the combined mode looks decent, but then you see how tiny it is. I'm sure this is going to get upscaled KOs, probably with tweaks. And I'm not a KO guy, but again, this is another one where maybe wait and see, maybe see if like a fourth party comes in and improves this a bit. But yeah, I really don't know. And more of that Macross Prime. I mean, again, the sculpt work on this looks real nice. I guess the Matrix is in the guitar. I guess that's why. Decepticons Den saying, yeah, why is Razor Claw twice the size of the rest? Nope, not getting my money. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, I'm assuming they just did that because they wanted the core robot to fill out the torso better. But yeah, I know some people don't like how Hasbro handled Menasor and Silverbolt, but I kind of like having that intermediary part that connects the, figure out something to do with it, figure out a way to, make it a base or a weapons rack or something, like a display piece. But yeah, this ain't it. Then this one is exciting though. Missing Link RC. So again, it looks like Takara Tomi's going to make this happen. RC never got a G1 toy. She only got a prototype. So Takara Tomi's now taking that prototype, bringing it to life. It'll probably come in packaging as if she came out in the 80s, but it'll have modern articulation, but it'll have all the aesthetics of the G1 toy. I'm not getting Corden or Sunstreaker, but I will get this because this is a big piece of Transformers history in the making. And I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like the deco for her. This is the original deco she was supposed to have. It kind of looks very like, I know Lance and I have called it Wheelie's mom as the deco. She looks like she should be Wheelie's mom, but it's cool that they're actually doing it. I hope that they do something for G1 Unicron, though I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to do it as a HasLab, and it'll probably be a Missing Link Unicron, and they'll probably just have it set up so, oh yeah, we have it set up so you can get it through the Takara Tomy Mall or through Hasbro Pulse. And yeah, she is kind of doing the Michael Jackson lead there. But and it also looks like, if you look close, you can see it looks like they're using like some sort of like blue tack to keep her up. And again, more of that Synergex Prime. The box for it looks cool. Okay, Basara Prime is what they're calling it. Get more of Rat Trap. And yeah, they really took a lot of pictures of this guy. But yeah, that's all there was from that event. We do have some updated pictures of a guy that's going to be releasing soon. This is the shattered glass version of MP44. And let's see, let's go back. I don't know why. Yeah, here we go. Just kind of showing you what he comes with, what the matrix is going to look like with him. He gets a red core matrix. And yeah, this guy, I think, is supposed to be out in April. MPG 12 is how he's being sold. So he's not being sold as MP44 SG or anything like that. He's a normal MPG release. He's got the Till All Are Gone tampoed on there. It looks like there's a clear coat. When we get to the robot mode, it looks like, and I don't know why that one picture is not loading up. Can we go back? But yeah, some people have been a little upset. Whoever got this in hand is a little upset over the fact that there were sprue marks on the chest for his. So yeah, hopefully not the case with mass retail. Again, not sure how this sample was received so early, but this came from Baidu. I don't know why now that one picture isn't loading up, but yeah, the user's post showed a sprue mark just right there on the windows. It wasn't the ugliest thing, but it's still like, you shouldn't have that on a premium release. So now we get a look at Swapticons. These were shown off last week. These are kind of silly. They're kind of really aimed at kids, where you basically take two established characters and you can... They're almost like the Duocons from back in the day, but not. Like you can get like Tigatron and Cheetor. Basically, you connect them at the head, you twist, and they form a unified alt mode. So Tigatron and Cheetor form a regular cheetah for reasons. But yeah, they show here you can take the back of, Megatron and Shockwave, or Ultra Magnus, or Bumblebee. I have no interest in these, but they look like fun little kids' toys. I think the faces are a little goofy. But yeah, you'll be seeing these. I kind of wish they would just bring BotBots back, to be honest. I think BotBots were a lot more fun. I don't really see this being a successful line, unfortunately. I sit here and say they look fun, but again, like I don't really see these taking off the way they are, especially like how they are in the packaging. They're $10. They might be a neat curiosity pickup for people, but yeah, like even the Prime, like Prime looks like he got like hit in the head with a frying pan, like that expression on his face. And Ultra Magnus doesn't look anything like Ultra Magnus. He really looks like DevCon there, but yeah. I saw one person comment saying like, this would have been your opportunity to make the twins for Revenge of the Fallen in the ice cream truck, and you didn't. Yeah. But yeah, these should be out relatively soon. Next up, we get a look at this hit Sri Lanka of all places, the Perfect Toys Cyberverse Transforming Megatron RC Tank. That is a mouthful. This thing's about $35, and it does exactly what it says. It's a Cyberverse Megatron out like way too late that turns into a little tank. Now, if you're wondering, like, well, Perfect Toys, where have I heard that before? Well, they actually did a Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee. So they also did a Prime as well. I don't think these ever came out in the U.S., but, there you go. Oh, wow. They actually did last night ones, too. Those completely flew under my radar. But it looks like they have wireless remotes and, a kind of a wrist thing, and they respond to voice. $35, that's not bad. That's what they go for. Fun little item for kids, but yeah. Deceptstar's then saying, Swapticon's coming to an Ollie's near. I would not be shocked to see these showing up along with those mix mashers. Unfortunately, those seem to be a little bit more interesting. Also, as you know, kind of like scratching that itch for red a little bit, you know. But yeah, I don't see these taking off. I'm sure Mitch Santona will probably review these on his channel at some point. Probably MGO or one of the others that gets a sample from Hasbro. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know. All right, well, let's keep it going. Let's get into third party because we got a lot of third party stuff to go over this week. And, you know, I know I've been trying to keep things positive tonight, but this one got me, and this one stings. So last week, my figure of the week was from this company, TransArt's Toys. And if you don't know, TransArt's does a lot of Beast Wars. They do with the Transmetals and Fusors, and they've been doing an awesome job. They've just basically been taking the engineering from those old figures, but making it better. They're not knockoffs. They're really reimagining and enhancement. In a lot of ways, they're taking like the missing link idea and taking it to the next level. They made a post. I think this originated on Weibo or Weibo, but it reads, and this is translated, so if the English seems off, that's why. It says, "Dear friends, the factory has stopped after-sale service during the holiday. Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year is going on right now. Please contact me after the Lantern Festival if there is any need for after-sale service and after-sale service. The new batch of senior year changes will be shipped soon after this year." I'm guessing they're talking about the revisions that they already had planned. "And other out-of-stock products will be reprinted in factories one after another." So I'm guessing if you wanted something like their Ravage or their Optimal Optimus or their Dinobot or their Transmetal Megatron, don't sleep on those. I know I had been wanting to get their Transmutate, and I waffled on picking her up for a long time. I probably am going to have to pull the trigger because it'll probably be my last opportunity to get that figure. But this is where it gets interesting. It says, "Due to the particularly harsh environment, we decided to give up development of all new Beast Wars products, and it's estimated we will not do it again in the future. It is very regrettable." So this is translated, and it's hard to say, like, what does harsh environment mean? Does, you know, because again, in China, they are cracking down on intellectual property theft. And, you know, again, you see stuff come out of Fans Toys with offshoot companies like Robot Paradise and Perfect Fusion. You know, Beast Wars is not the most popular Transformers series, but it is still popular. So it's curious, like, what does this mean? Is this like, you know, is the business what made it a harsh environment? Because, yeah, you have thin margins when you're doing toys. And TransArts, they did not charge much for their figures. Like, what you pay for a TransArts figure is kind of like a leader price for a Hasbro figure in many cases. So was it, you know, maybe some state actors coming after them? You know, was it criticism? Was it poor? I wouldn't think it would be poor sales because, you know, their products, even the repaints, have regularly sold out on domestic sites. Show Z, TF Safari is where I got most of mine, and yeah, this one just bites because I was really looking forward to their Death Charge and Rampage, and, you know, seeing what else they could do. Whether they would go in and maybe do some stuff like a Transmetal Air Razor and a Transmetal Pterosaur. Yeah, they weren't in the show, but could have been interesting to see, like, what they could have cooked. Maybe even a Transmetal Rhinox as well. And I would have loved to see them do a 2.0 of their Optimal Optimus, because their Optimal Optimus is, let's face it, he's half the size he should be. So this is just a sad one. I really like this company. They put out great products. You know, I've had 0 QC issues. Actually, I take that back. I had 1 QC issue, and that was with my my Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia. That was the first one of them. And again, I just was careful. I took a hairdryer and was able to you know, unseize the legs, but people were snapping the legs on those. But for the most part, their products are made really well. Great engineering, great paint. Sturdy chrome. They even give you white gloves for handling them so you don't get fingerprints on your figures. They will be missed. Like, this is just very, very, very sad news. So hate to see it. Hopefully, they find a partner, or they can sell their designs, or maybe they just say, hey, we're going to get Death Charge and Rampage out, and we're going to call it a day. And that way they've kind of completed, what they set out to do, and filling in that roster for us. Because, it's crazy to think it's been 9 years between Primal and Rat Trap. And Rat Trap was like a main character in Beast Wars, as was Rhinox. Took them that long. And I've been collecting TransArt since 2020, I think was when I got my first one. I got their Cheetor. And, in just 5 years, the amount of characters I've got from them. I've got Cheetor, Transmetal 2 Cheetor, Black Arachnia, Silverbolt, Transmetal 2 Dinobot, Transmetal Primal, Transmetal Rat Trap. And I had the Transmetal Rat Trap before the regular Rat Trap. Ravage. And that's 8 figures off the top of my head from this company. And it just sucks that they've done so much to fill in the gaps in that collection. Oh, and no, I got the Transmetal Megatron as well. So 9 off the top of my head. And I'm not looking at it directly. So I might have another one I'm not thinking of. But Quick Strike, 10. So I got 10 from them. So yeah, they definitely will miss. Now, we do have an option coming out for a Transmetal Rampage. This is from a company, Griffith Wings, and they say this is a masterpiece scale. So I did look at this last year over the Figure Action podcast, and I think we just had the crab mode pictures, and they're coming along. It looks like they're taking a lot of the design philosophies. And when I first saw this, I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to wait for the TransArt one, but it looks like they've really been cooking with this. And I know I said I do want to go back and get Strange Friend, which is the Transmutate from TransArts. And again, you get like a kind of a, in somebody's hand. Rampage actually wasn't that big of a character in the show, believe it or not. But they are teasing this, that they're going to be doing a Build-A-Figure for Transmutate with their last 4 releases. So if Rampage does well, and I'm assuming they want to do a Depth Charge as well. Question is, who else would they do? That's where it gets a little, because I'm definitely not buying another Transmetal 2 Megatron. The JX, their Jinbao, or whatever the name of the company was. Zhejiang. The Zhejiang Megatron is it for me. That's a beautiful piece. I'm good. That thing's as perfect can be. So I don't know that I could commit to a Build-A-Figure, but I definitely need a Rampage and a Depth Charge. It would be nice to get a proper scale Optimal Optimus. It would be nice to get a Optimal Megatron from Beast Machines if they were to do that. Be an easy repaint and redeco, though I'm sure they could also just include the parts, include a face to make him Optimal Megatron in an effort to get people to pick up a couple of them. But I digress. Still, cool that they're doing this, and it would be very cool if their paint. Still, one thing about the TransArts Transmute I don't like is that she has a silver face and it's more of a gold on the show. They posted all this on Baidu and showing off the weapon, that based on they're basically saying it's based on the Terminator. Well, no, it's based off of what he had in the show. But also some extra accessories. He's going to come with the spark, the piece of spark that Megatron tortured him with, which is pretty awesome. And then a base piece, and he's also going to come with and I think this was back over here. If I scroll down a little ways, yeah, he has a breast piece to show an option piece, for when Depth Charge ran the raw energon through his chest. So again, it sucks that TransArt's going away, but at least we have a promising looking Rampage on the horizon. So this is one, though, where I will definitely wait for reviews, because any new third-party company, you kind of have to at this point. But I'm also guessing it'll probably have a lot of the staples that TransArt had with firing missiles and preserving all those old gimmicks. But updating the aesthetics and modernizing the articulation. So be interesting to see what goes on. And we got Sandro coming in saying it's a sign of the end times. I want a new high quality Transformers game. Damn it, it's your fault. Hey, I want a new high end Transformers game, and I will sing to the heavens like Microsoft, Activision. Make the third game. Make this your Space Marine 2 moment. Make the third, Cybertron game. You have the power. You can do it. Let's skip ahead. So we went from one short king, Predaking, to another. Let me go ahead. We'll translate this one here. But yeah, this is Lasercat's take on Predaking. It is a super deformed Predaking. Let's see. Why is that video not playing? Let's try refreshing it here. But yeah. It's going to be showcase. And this looks pretty cool. I'm not super big on super deformed figures, but I did get that one Optimus Prime from Partsformer. It was the Lucky Cat one. I'm not sure if they're related to Lasercat at all, but these are just neat little desk toys, and some of the engineering in them is really, really cool. And they're going through the transformation and all. This is already like looking better than what we're getting from the T-Spark line. Let me see if I can find a picture of the combined mode. So yeah, this actually looks pretty damn decent, to be honest. So again, like, I'm not super big on super deformed figures, but they're fun, and it amazes me like what some of these people are able to do. And man, it's like if this company could take their design aesthetics, again, take the super deformed nature out and just like make like a proper scaled MPG1 Predaking, that would be so cool. And I love what you do with the parts here. Like, you take all of the combiner parts and you form like this little short king guy. That's so stupid and cool and fun. And all of the robot modes look decent. All the beast modes look decent, and he's got LEDs and all. So it's like, yeah, I think they did that. So like, look, I have the Lucky Cat Super Deformed Prime that Partsformer gave to me, and then I also have their full size one, and it's just they did a good job with both. I know they also did a Legend scale, and they also did kind of more of a Chug scale one. I kind of want to see that energy, like where these companies come in, they create a scale for everybody. I know you can't please everybody, but just create a scale and a style for everybody, the character, all at once, so people can get what they want. But yeah, we do need a good MP scale Predaking, and I'd love to see what this company could do if they took the the engineering and just expanded on it. Speaking of combiners, we got a couple combiners next. This one is one that I saw at TFCon, and it looks like it's getting ready to ship soon. And this is the Fans Hobby Blaster team. Now, I got the Shield team and the Star Saber team, or the Saber team. My wife actually gave me the Shield team for Christmas. I was happy about that because I had one toy under the tree this year. But the Blaster team. Not a favorite team of mine, but I will still probably pick this up because I love Fans Hobby and I love what they're doing with Armada. And this one's not too expensive. I think it's like around $30 on Asian sites. But this guy should be shipping pretty soon. It looked basically done when I was at TFCon. It was on display at the in the big booth. So look for that one soon. And big combiner news. It looks like X-Transbots remembered, oh, hey, yeah, we're making a Defensor. So we're finally getting the third component, because when did their groove come out? I think their groove came out in 2023, and they went all last year just button heads with fans toys and not putting anything out. Well, we finally are getting their first aid, and this comes courtesy of TM Reviews and Mang Motion sharing the video. So I guess if Mang Motion has it, this thing will be shipping relatively soon. It's a decent looking first aid. They're showing how it comes apart for the arm mode, and again, like how the fist is going to work. I'm sure the Mang Motion video will explain all this in better detail. I'm guessing that's a part that comes with it, since that's definitely color coded to work with hotspot. To work with hotspot. So get him in arm mode. I am getting the X-Transbots one for the combined mode, so you probably won't be seeing them in robot mode much. The MMC for me, they're my on the shelf robots. So this looks pretty clean. I mean, it all around looks. I mean, say what you will about X-Transbots, but they make good looking figures. It's just, are the materials and the engineering there? And the one thing that they got over MMC is they actually have the orientation of the ambulance and arm mode correct. So, just kind of curious when he's going to ship, if he's going to stealth drop, and do I wait for a sale is the other one. But it's looking good. I'm really more excited for the MMC blades, so I can actually have a complete set of Protectobots in bot mode on my shelf. We'll close off the news with a couple of upgrade kits. The first one, DNA Design, shocking nobody. They are, well, I guess this is the last one to look at for the evening, because I actually have, I think I have their Facebook page. Oh, no, we have two from DNA. So they're doing an upgrade kit for the Studio Series 86 Galvatron, giving you, and again, this is an existing kit just in the new colors for Studio Series 86. I think the big one people are going to want are the articulated hands. That was kind of a cardinal sin that they put him out for Studio Series 86, just like they did Springer, but they didn't fix the hands. They could have just gotten rid of those stupid guns that don't make sense with him as a Studio Series figure at all, and just put that money into giving him opening and closing hands. They could have even done it on a friction joint. We would have been happy. But you're getting the option to give him new faces, a new helmet, a actual chain for the Matrix, new blast effect, some filler pieces, the foot extensions, and the toy style blaster. So you can see here, I'm not a big fan of the helmet, to be honest. I think it's a little bit too pointed. I think it needed to be a little bit more angled. I do like the some of the faces, like there. I think the nose and the eyes are a little off, but I like how they make them taller. DNA does a really good job with their color matching. I mean, I love the toy gun for him, and yeah, just kind of showing off how the hands are very in keeping with. I guess I can't tell if those are. I guess these are the same hands, because they have the same kind of like weird thumb. And as weird as that thumb is, the thumb at least will be there for 5mm ports. The blast effect. I mean, it's a nice. I haven't picked up any of these kits, to be honest, and I just want somebody to make new hands for them, and I'm good. Just give me the new hands and maybe a chain for the Matrix, and I'm good. But yeah. Surprising no one. DNA's putting this out soon. I think this will probably be $30, if I remember correctly. Like, I think this was a cheaper kit. I think it was like $29.99. Can't remember, but I think it's a bit too much stuff. And again, like, pass for me. Curious, anybody is interested in getting this one though. And lastly, DNA Designs comes out with an update, and this is a kit that I am planning on getting for their Dino King. Which they're calling the King Dino upgrade kit. They come in to say, "Dear DNA Design fans, hello everyone, and please accept our sincere apologies. Though the DK60 mold has been successfully adjusted as shown in the test production photos, we're currently in the midst of the New Year holiday, of course, Chinese New Year. Russian production through this period may affect product quality. To ensure that we deliver the best possible final product, we regretfully must postpone production." Once the holiday's over, normal operations resume. We'll prioritize the production schedule for DK60, and we appreciate your patience and support. We wish you a wonderful holiday. Thank you again for understanding and support. So again, kind of just showing off the upgrade kit, which we knew was coming, and we've seen. Again, I think this will go a long way into making this a much better figure. I know everybody that got the Volcanicus set said it really improved that. So this is a must for me. I'm fine with them delaying it for Chinese New Year, and I say that because less patient me, younger me, I used to be like, no, I want, it's after New Year's. I want these figures now. I couldn't wait to get them. And then there's nothing worse than getting a figure that comes out just before the holiday, and you can tell it's been rushed through. Like the people in the factory just kind of rushed through making it, or they didn't have enough staffing to catch QC issues. Then you're stuck with a bunk product. I'm glad to see a lot of these third-party companies just kind of learning from that. It probably cost them a lot to address those QC issues, or that they could potentially lose business because unhappy customers. And I have had some companies where, oh, man, do I want to buy from them again? Like Naval Commander, the Fans Hobby Armada Prime, like the QC issues on that very first release were so bad. I was just like, I don't know. How could you mess something like this up so bad? And they had to go back and issue customers entire new front caps for that figure. It was a mess. It was funny for me because the store I bought from, he just gave me a brand new figure as a replacement. He's like, here you go. And then Fans Hobby sent me a cap, so I ended up with two of them, and I ended up just giving one away to a friend at the time. So, well, made for a free Christmas gift, which was fun. So, I think I gave that to, I can't remember if I gave that to my friend Garrett or not. He goes by Thor, but regardless, I'd rather these companies take their time and put out a good product, and I'm excited for this one and excited for this upgrade kit because it's probably will make this guy a lot more stable and more what he needs to be. So yeah, that'll do it for the news. So again, I will have my best of 2024 video going up Thursday, 8:00. So stay tuned for that. I'll be working on getting that thumbnail done so I can get that scheduled. This is going to be a fun one. I'm going through my 10 favorite third-party figures and my 10 favorite official figures with a few honorable mentions. I think I really couldn't find a place for repaints, and I don't know, like this year just kind of got me because there were so many Optimus Primes, and I'm like, yeah, some of the best figures of 2024 were Optimus Prime, but I got to a point where I'm like, I'm putting too many Optimus Primes on this list. I can't do that. Can't do that. So I just got to a point where I was like, I don't want to be like putting out a list that's compromised because I'm like, well, there's too many Optimus Primes, but this figure is better. But I was very objective in how I put it all together, and I'm sure there'll be some surprise ones that get people. I mean, there'll be some that'll be like, oh well, no shit, you picked that one. You'll see when we get there. I've had a lot of fun selecting the figures and putting my commentary together. If it gets a little too long in the tooth, I might cut it up. I'm still in the process of editing it, but I might cut it into two, but I don't think I will, just because I want to get it out so I can move on to other stuff. I've got the script for the MPO1 video that I need to finish. And Princeton coming in and saying you should do your top 10 subscribers. Maybe down the road we can do that. But it was definitely a fun video to cut, and then after I get the MPO1 video finalized, I know I've been dragging my feet on that. I'm gonna be doing some different stuff, but I'm gonna be a little bit more mum on what I'm doing because I don't want to sell the moon and then run into blocks. I had a fun weekend. I was fixing a toilet and I was like, I could be filming right now, but I was basically in the basement doing everything to stop a leaky valve, and I had to replace the line and then reseal everything. It wasn't fun, but and then prior to that, electrical issues. So thankfully, knock on artificial wood, I think we're in the clear for anything. Oh, and I upset the dog by knocking on my desk. But stay tuned for that video on Thursday. It's going to be a fun watch. And I love going back over what I got throughout the year, especially when it was a good year for collecting. And regardless of any blackpilling out there, or people that are saying like, the companies aren't what they used to be, I think 2024 was one of the best years for collecting, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's episode. So thanks to everybody who popped in the chat over there. If you haven't already, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it, as it helps me out in the algorithm. If you're not already subscribed and you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can stay in the loop when I put out content on the channel. Again, we'll be doing a video on Saturday as well with Lance. I don't know what time. I got to wait for him to get off work, but we'll be picking things up and be doing a live ranking of all of the Energon toys. Not all the repaints, but all the original molds like we did for Armada. So that's going to be a ton of fun. So anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next one, next Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on the Extra Zero YouTube channel. Peace out. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you all later.